Let's take a look at notes 7.3, Parallel and Perpendicular Lines, Day 2. On number 1, it asks us to write the equation in slope-intercept form of a line that passes through the given point and is perpendicular to the graph of the given equation. So here I'm given a point and an equation in slope-intercept form. In order to write the line that is perpendicular, I need the perpendicular slope, which we know is flopposite. Okay, what that means is I'm going to take the slope they gave us, which is 2 over 9, since this is in slope-intercept form. And from here, I'm first going to flip it. Instead of 2 over 9, I end up with 9 over 2. And since this slope is positive, 2 over 9, I'm going to take the opposite slope, which is negative. So I end up with a perpendicular slope of negative 9 over 2. From here, since I have a point and a slope, I'm going to use point-slope form and plug in my knowns to my equation, then solve for y equals mx plus b. So from here, let's plug in our information. I have y, and I'm looking at the y that they gave me in my point, negative 13. I want to plug in the opposite. So instead of negative 13, I'm going to add 13. Okay? Is equal to, what's my slope? My new flopposite slope is negative 9 over 2. And then I have x and my opposite x value from my point. So instead of positive 6, I'm going to have negative 6. That is my equation in point-slope form. And now I need to solve for y equals. Okay, from here we're going to use don't call me after midnight. First step, do I need to distribute? Yes, I do. I have parentheses, so I need to do negative 9 over 2 times x. That gives me negative 9 over 2x. Negative 9 over 2 times negative 6. That gives me positive 27. And we're going to bring everything else down. From here, do I need to combine any like terms on either side of the equal sign? No, I don't. Do I need to move the variable? I do not, because I have y on one side, and let's box that. That's what I'm trying to get by itself. From here, do I need to add or subtract to get that box by itself? I need to subtract 13 from each side. I'm left with y is equal to negative 9 over 2x plus 14, and that's my final answer. Let's take a look at problem number 2. Again, they're asking me to find the equation of the perpendicular line in slope-intercept form. But here I'm given a point and an equation, but this time it's in standard form. So from here I need to solve for y equals. First, do I need to distribute? No, I don't. I don't have parentheses. Do I need to combine any like terms on either side of the equal sign? I do not. Do I need to move the variable? I do not, because I have my y term on one side, and let's box it. I have positive 4y. Do I need to add or subtract to get that box by itself? It looks like I need to subtract 3x from each side. When I do that, I'm left with 4y is equal to negative 3x plus 8. And our last step here, do I need to multiply or divide to get y by itself? It looks like I need to divide everything by 4. When I do that, y is equal to negative 3 over 4x plus 2. Okay, so now I have my equation in slope-intercept form. Let's find our perpendicular slope, which is the flopposite. Okay, in slope-intercept form, I have negative 3 over 4. So let's flip that. I get 4 over negative 3. And then I want to take the opposite sign. So instead of being negative, let's change this into a positive. My new slope is 4 over 3. Okay, now again, I'm going to plug this into point-slope form. Y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. And I know I'm just going to plug in all of my known values. Okay, so here they gave me a y value of negative 1. Let's plug in the opposite of positive 1. My new slope is 4/3, and what's my opposite x term? Instead of negative 9, we're going to have plus 9. And then from here, just solve using don't call me after midnight. First step, it looks like I need to distribute because I have parentheses. 4/3 times x gives me 4/3 x. 4/3 times 9 gives me a positive 12. And let's bring everything else down. From here, I don't need to combine any like terms on either side of the equal sign. I don't need to move my variable because I have just one y term on one side. I boxed it right here. Looks like I need to add or subtract. Here I'm going to subtract 1 from each side to get y by itself. I'm left with y is equal to 4/3 x plus 11. And it looks like I don't need to multiply or divide because y is already by itself. So this is my final answer of y is equal to 4/3 x plus 11. And that ends our notes for today.